Alright, Fertile Blessings. We are back with another video. I'm going to try to get a couple up today on a couple things I want to talk about. But before I do that, let me run through a couple quick announcements. If you are interested in signing up for the various different classes that I offer, the best way to do that is to go to the official Primordial Chaos Patreon page, which is located at patreon.com/Baniti, B-A-N-I-T-I. That's patreon.com/Baniti, B-A-N-I-T-I. Join Tier 3. Tier 3 gives you access to all of the private classes. I do 3 of them every month on Patreon for Patreon members only. It gives you access to all of those 3 classes. It gives you access to the group ritual we'll do at the end of the month, which tomorrow we are doing the Kali Ma ritual. It also gives you access to all of the classes in the archive before you join. It doesn't just give you access the day you join moving forward. It gives you access to all of the content, all of the ongoing series of classes that we have, the Sith Dark Side Alchemy classes, the Ancient Egyptian Vampiric classes, the Clepothic Sorcery, Luciferian Self-Magic, Shadow Work classes, which is critical. And I just added yesterday a new series that will begin on the 5th of October, Necromancy Dark Witchcraft class. That class, number 1, will officially begin. It'll be the first of an ongoing series that will start on October 5th, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So new things are constantly being added in addition to the ongoing series with all of the existing classes with new classes. And again, on the Patreon, it's a whole different level. It's very personal. There's ritual work for those that are on the Patreon. You know, it's in the setting where everybody can interact and fellowship with each other. You get the chance to interact with me live, and I go a bit more detailed and personal, and I talk about things on the Patreon that I wouldn't talk about openly, obviously, on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube. Okay, so big difference. So if you're interested in signing up for the classes, go to patreon.com/Baniti, B-A-N-I-T-I. Tier 3 is the way to go. And again, the new class, Necromancy Dark Witchcraft class, that will begin on October 5th. Also, the 6th annual Journey of the Black Adept Conference is in full effect. People are signing up. Register. Now is the time to do it. It's a 4-day event from October 19th to the 22nd in Hollywood, Florida at Cultural Expressions. Again, minutes from Hollywood, Fort Lauderdale International Airport, close minutes from the beach, close to hotels, Airbnbs, restaurants. As I've said before, in years past, some people just Uber it. They don't even rent a car when they come. Unless you're interested in traveling or venturing further outside of the area, but it's very close and convenient, and I do it for that reason. People are traveling to make it as convenient and cost-effective as I can. We start out 19th of October with a meet and greet, Friday and Saturday, classes, workshops, speakers, presentations. On Friday and Saturday night, we also have a group rituals we'll be doing together, followed by, socializing, a family dinner, some hanging out, kicking it, having some fun. The event closes out on Sunday the 22nd from noon to 4 p.m. With a Q&A session, question and answer I will be doing on various different aspects of the occult, what took place during the weekend with the conference. So if you want to sign up or you want to attend virtually, which gives you access to the Friday, Saturday, Sunday classes, workshops, and presentations, shoot me an email, khnum19@gmail.com, and I'll send you that info on how to sign up. If you are interested in a spiritual reading or consultation, I offer various different readings. Shadow work readings, which is always a great place to connect with when you need some guidance, see what's going on in your life currently, uncover that shadow or hidden self. Deity readings to see what spirits, gods, and goddesses walk with you. Egyptian oracle readings, Santa Muerte readings. List goes on. If you're interested in booking a reading or a consultation, I will send you a list of the different services and readings that I do offer and how to book a reading or a consultation. Shoot me an email, khnum19@gmail.com. Don't forget to check us out on Instagram, Primordial Chaos 9, one word. Also on Facebook, Primordial Chaos, 2 words. And I also upload all this content on Facebook and the Primordial Chaos podcast, which is available on Spotify and all major podcast platforms. The direct link to the podcast, the social media pages, Instagram and Facebook, my contact email address, and the direct link to the Primordial Chaos Patreon page to sign up for classes is in the description box of this video that you're currently watching. All right, so on my next list to do, what I wanted to talk about, something I mentioned in the previous last 2 videos, patience. Okay, got to talk about some of these attributes or lack of that are critical for our growth. Okay, patience. You will see there's a saying that goes back to mysticism, whether it's Hermetic alchemy, metaphysics, spirituality. There's an old saying: patience is the hardest school to master. And that's across the board, on the occult, the left-hand path, or what I like to call the path of self-mastery. And even in a lot of other philosophies and spiritual paths, you will hear that saying over the years, if you have been an avid studier and researcher. Well, that really applies to us too. So let's talk about that. Patience is the hardest school or thing or attribute to master on your spiritual journey. As I said before, as the world changes, as society has changes, as technology has changed, we live in a fast-paced world now, right? I've said this before, where we want everything quick, whether it's our food, whether it's products, whether it's this, that, the other. But the problem is, when you use that same approach to your spiritual path, it can sometimes be self-destructive. Okay? Everybody would like everything right there on the spot and in the moment. But the reality is, life and the world don't work like that. In order to really get results and really be on that journey of self-mastery, your patience is going to be tested and tried. Okay? You're going to be taken to the limit. Okay? The problem that I see over the years in dealing with many people from many different facets and walks of life over the years, going back to the late 80s, 90s, and through the whole 2000s, I see a lot of impatient-ass motherfuckers. Okay? Almost to the point sometimes where it makes people leave. When I say leave, it makes them leave and abandon this path because shit didn't go their way, or they became so impatient and they try to find an excuse of why it didn't work, and they go back to doing what they used to do, right? And the excuses they find never has anything to do with them. There's never any accountability on them. It's always, they got to find some scapegoat, some exit out that the shit didn't work. Okay? How's this thing cutting up? Excuse me. Thing's bugging out a little bit, the camera. Okay? Because they might have came on this path and set false expectations, thinking, why is this thing bugging? Hold on 1 second. Apologize. Gotta fix this camera thing, my bad. Yeah, so as I said, they didn't get what they were looking for right out the gate. Didn't go their way. They became impatient, or again, they had false expectations of what they thought was going to happen on this path. And then here's the crazy shit. Most of them didn't even lay any groundwork or put in any work or any consistent body of work in order for them to get any results. Now, yes, as I've talked about in previous videos, consistency is a large factor to that. As far as being patient, as far as getting results. Now, I'm not saying, and I've said this before, okay? I am not saying that sometimes here and there you perform a ritual working, you perform magic, and yes, there are times that you get, results right out of the gate. And sometimes that could be a deceptive factor to some people, because sometimes maybe that happens in the beginning and it happens for you quick. Then you automatically think it's going to be like that all the time. Now, I wish I could tell you that this is a path of sunshine and rainbows, right? I wish I could tell you this was easy. It's not, okay? That's where people get impatient. But I thought, oh, you thought you was going to come on this path to escape your bullshit from your previous path. Then you came on this path, you got impatient with yourself and didn't change your bullshit, and then you want to try to find a reason of why. Nah, man, that stuff don't work. Nah, man, this, that, and the other. I can tell you the importance of patience, first and foremost. Yes, patience is critical and important in dealing with others, dealing with everything that's in your environment, your surroundings, whether it's your professional life, your business life, your personal life, your relationships, and how you relate to others. Critical, 100%. I've struggled with patience in those areas badly in the past, and have gotten a lot better at it, but I still struggle with it off and on. I have my moments. I have no patience for dumb shit. That's my problem. I tend to sometimes explode, especially when it's something dumb, you know? And it's something common sense. And I have to catch myself. I also have to catch myself and realize you can't expect everybody to think the same way that you think. You also have to exercise patience if you have children. You must be very aware of how you talk to them and how you deal with them. If you just have no patience and you're exploding on them, cursing them the fuck out, and they don't know what they did, you are creating a toxic situation that's just gonna evolve into something bigger and greater, to the point where they get older, they're gonna despise and hate every aspect of you. So you must exercise patience if you do have children in dealing with your children, how you talk with them, how you communicate with them, okay? But the most important factor, like everything else, patience starts with yourself. You must be patient with yourself when you come on this path. I can tell you that's what makes this different. You hear me say this all the time. That's what makes this path different from so many other paths, because we don't leave any stones unturned. We cover every facet of our life, every facet of our existence, every methodology we need to work on in order to master ourselves. And that's not going to happen overnight, people. That's not going to happen in a day, a week, a couple of months, right? This is a lifelong journey and process, okay? But if you start that process correctly, you start to develop good practices, you will start to get results consistently as you're taking that journey, right? Look, you've never heard me promote this path as a quick fix-all. I don't do it. I wish it was snap your fingers, light a few candles, say a few. It's fucking crazy, but some people think that that's how this works. You know, I did this spell and, you know, and nothing's happening. That's because you have a false concept of what spiritual magic really is. It's not that shit you see on social media and the movies. It's not Harry Potter. It's not Harry Potter and wave your wand, right? Yeah, I mean, you may not say, oh, I don't look at magic like that, on you know, outwardly on the surface. You may not be saying that consciously, but subconsciously you got a fucked up concept of what magic is. Okay, and patience is the hardest thing to master, especially when it comes to ourselves. Be patient with yourself. Okay? Read, study, explore. Gain the level of knowledge you need. So when you go do your ritual work, you have the tools, the knowledge, the wisdom, the beyond the standing, not just the understanding, you know, the overstanding, the middle standing, whatever, beyond the standing, which is basically my new phrase for a deeper knowledge of what it is you're trying to do. Okay? If you think you're just going to come on a path, go buy a book that deals with ritual work or spell work or this, that, and the other. Oh, I got the book. I read the book. Bam, bam, bam. I'm just going to carry this out. Oh, and automatically everything's just going to, turn out the way I want it. Look, if it was that fucking easy, I wouldn't be doing this video right now. I wouldn't even be talking to you guys. I wouldn't even need to waste my time doing any of this, right? We're all here because we all want to come together to learn how to grow, okay? When we say that we are gods and goddesses, we are saying that is who and what we are, and that's what we're destined to be. But what I think we forget is we are in the continual process of obtaining that, right? Of living that, of manifesting that. The living part is the now, is the current moment, right? So when you're making that statement, don't think, oh, I've arrived, I am there, and now I just need to fall back and I don't need to do anything. Or things are just supposed to, at the drop of a dime or the snap of a finger are supposed to happen for me. Okay, that's foolishness, people. This is where exercising patience with yourself comes in. Look, I see it, and over the years dealing with people, people will reach out to me frustrated, wanting a consultation, wanting to do some type of spiritual reading, wanting to do some ritual work because they're so damn impatient, because nothing is happening. And I say, whoa, let's slow down. Let's look at everything. Let's see what transpired. Let's see what was the root cause of what this happened. Sometimes things change in that process. Sometimes what it was at the time isn't what it is in the moment now, right? A lot of things got to be evaluated. And look, remember, I keep saying, you can't be a patient person if you're not a critical thinker, okay? If you're not a critical thinker, it's going to be hard for you to exercise that patience. Because why? Because usually the people who are very impatient are the people who are just pure reactionary beings. That's my point. They just react right there in the moment. They don't look at anything. They don't look at the big picture. They don't look at the overall aspects of everything. They just react right there on the spot. And that's not the right thing to do. The only way you're supposed to react right there on the spot without hesitation is when your life is in danger and you got to protect yourself. That's not even something you should give a quick second to even think about. That's different, people. But when you are making overall choices and decisions, now remember, choices and decisions are the root cause of the karma that returns to you. Cause and effect. Keep that in mind when you are reacting to something. Keep that in mind when you are making a statement, oh, it's not working. I mean, this shit, look, you guys probably know people like that. Unfortunately, you might be somebody listening to this video, and that might be you. So use this as a wake-up call. You know what? Maybe I need to be patient with myself. Let me give you a great example. Let's look at, again, I love to use sports analogies because I'm a big sports guy. Let's look at, I could use my son for an example. Okay? Let me use this because this is something I can connect with and connect it to this conversation and connect it to you. Let's look at my 9-year-old son, who will be 10 years old, obviously. Not obviously, you guys don't know, on the 18th of October. So he's almost 10. Let's look at sports, ice hockey. Okay? Other than watching games on TV and me taking him to Florida Panther games, which started his interest in hockey, he, like anybody else, started from scratch. Didn't know a lick about ice skating. Literally started out on one of how they start training people to ice skate, children or adults, with a walker. Like you see somebody who uses a walker that has issues walking or with their legs. And I have the videos. It's amazing to see the growth. He started out skating with a walker. Started out with, bare minimum skate skills. Had to get the basics down. This is all a process. As his skating advanced, he started, stick handling, puck handling, doing live drills. As that progressed, then he started entering into league play. I'm just giving you the quick summarization. Then, now this is in 2019, and here we are in 2023. This progresses to him advancing his skills, going up in skill level in leagues, then obviously skill increasing, going into higher level or elite play of travel hockey, etc., etc. Now speeded up to today. If you look at where he came from and where he's at now as far as his skating ability, okay, as far as his puck handling, stick handling, and shooting ability, and this year, which is a great accomplishment for him, at 9 years old, he was named the captain of his team. That's how well he perfected his craft. Now, did that shit happen in 2 days, 3 weeks, 4 weeks? No. It was his parents, myself, my wife, and others putting the time, effort, and energy to help assist him to get him to where he needed to be. But he puts in the work. He skates 4 to 5 days a week, plays in leagues, tournaments to perfect his craft. And the patience level for a small child, the focus, the drive for a small child, which is tough for kids when they're so young to keep their attention span focused, it's all because he had patience with himself. He didn't get frustrated, didn't quit, didn't give up, didn't say, I don't want to do this no more. And regardless of what you know or don't know about ice hockey is not an easy sport to play. The skating part is a tough part. But I'm using that as an example. That was a 4-year process to get us to where we are today. Use that same approach when you come on this path. I'm not talking about the time frame. Well, shit, it shouldn't take you 4 years to see some results, but you get my point. My point is, use that same approach when it comes to yourself. Look, I'm not saying be so patient to the point where so much time is going by and ain't shit happening. No, then there's something deeper going on there. But what I am saying to those who come on and they're on for a few weeks, a few months, or even less than a year, or whatever, don't get all fucking flustered and frustrated. Shit's not working. Ask yourself, well, didn't you come from a place where shit wasn't working? So maybe what's not working is your attitude, your mentality, and your approach. That's more than likely what's not working. Okay? I had to go through many different things to get to where I'm at today. Many different levels of learning, many different spiritual systems. They were all part of the journey. Right? I wasn't just woke up one morning and poof, I was on the left-hand path and poof, snap your fingers. Everything just worked out so perfect for me in a matter of a short period of time. No, that's not what happened. Never happens like that. Yeah, I know. We got a bunch of Colonel McBrags out there. I've run into them over the years. Oh, man, I'm so deep. Everything just works for me. Oh, yeah, I know that. Master that. Oh, yeah, I know that. Oh, yeah, I'm this, that, and the other. And then in a short period of time, they fade, disappear. I told you, it's always the big mouths, the know-it-alls, the ones that are so deep and dark. They the first motherfuckers to go ghost. Trust me when I tell you. That's a red flag when you run into Mr. or Mrs. Braggadocious. I'm so deep. I'm so special. Oh, yes. Kali came to me and told me I have 14 karat gold pussy. Kali said that, oh, I'm so connected to Kali. When I walk into a room, men just fall at my feet. You know, this egotistical, pompous jackass shit. Right? That's red flag to me. When I hear all that shit, oh, there be gone. I already know. Because they're looking and connecting for all the wrong reasons. Okay? As I said before, when it comes to all that sexual energy, I'll just be honest with you. If you're locked in on this path and you're connected to the energy of this path, pussy and dick's going to come with no problem. I mean, it's a little easier for women. Women don't really got to work like we do as men when it comes in regards to that. But I'll speak more so to the men. That shit just naturally comes when you are connected to this path and you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, just like finances. Okay? And we will be doing a ritual for the month of October with the Golden Lady of Death, the Holy Death, for financial prosperity and good health. I'm going to show you guys in that working what the golden aspect of the Holy Death has done for me in the last several years. Okay? But it's about consistent prosperity, okay? And obviously health is important. We'll Talking about that yesterday's video. But when you're so egotistical, pompous, and jackass, and you think I'm Captain Slayer Ho, or I'm Mrs. I got the best pussy and ass in the world. I mean, listen, man. Something my father used to say to me years ago. When you think you're a badass, because when we were kids, some of us were bad. We thought we could beat up everybody, fight everybody. My father would always say, you might think you're a badass, but there's somebody out there that's a bigger badass than you, and you might run into them one day. So to all you women to think, all you women, you know, who think, you know, you got the lusciousness, and you know, this is another red flag. How many of us as dudes are in the one? I'm not like all them other bitches you've been with. Oh God, red flag. Here we go. And to you dudes who think you Captain Slayer Ho, like you got the biggest thing in the world, there's somebody else out there with a bigger thing than you. Okay? So that should humble your ass to the point, handle your business. See, I don't worry about any of that shit. I don't worry about anybody outside of myself who's doing what. I ain't one of them insecure dudes in a relationship. I ain't never asked no woman, oh, did you fuck some dude? Was he better than me? Did he have a bigger penis than me? That's a sign of serious insecurity and fear. I don't give a fuck. Because I'm focused on what I'm doing tomorrow. I don't give a fuck who you were with prior. If they was good, bad, this, that, the other, that shit is irrelevant to me. Because I'm here now. That's all. And I have confidence in my ability to handle my business overall in a relationship. I'm not just talking about the sexual aspect. You know, be secure in who the fuck you are. That's a point. That's a part of patience too. Some people can't do that. Okay? It's not just about the sexual thing. It's your overall approach and mentality. So long story short, as I reach my destination, I could talk more about this. We'll see. Be patient with yourself, people. Okay? If if you're patient with yourself, you will see better results. You will see a better natural growth on this path. Because when you start to learn how to become patient with yourself, it will filter out in being patient with others and everything in your surroundings and your environment. All right? So having said that, that's going to wrap up this video. So what I do want to do is, again, if you need to reach out to me, shoot me an email at khnum19@gmail.com. If you want to book a spiritual reading or a consultation, or if you want information on how to sign up for the 6th annual Journey of the Black Adept Conference, I will send you that info. And also remember the direct link to the Primordial Chaos podcast, along with my contact email address, and the direct link to the Primordial Chaos Patreon page. All of that is in the description box of the video that you are currently watching right now. I will shoot video number 2 later, as I've arrived at my 9 rounds destination, stop 1, Friday. And we will talk on the next video, people. Infernal blessings.